I one of those guys that at the beginning of the year, they set their goals passionately. They list out the things they want to achieve before the year runs out. But 6 months down the line, they've not really achieved anything tangible. They are back to the same energy they had in the previous year. And everything is just going, and they've lost track of what they should be focusing on. Most people are in this category. And the problem is that they focus on the goal and not the system that lead them to the goal. The truth is that goals are static. They are just there to give you a destination. Goals are important, but the moment you have a goal, the next thing you should do is put it at the back of your mind and focus on those tiny actions that are going to be taken every single day, perhaps, that is going to get you to the goal. An example is somebody that wants to climb a mountain. If you have it in your mind that you want to get to the top of the mountain, that's a big goal. And it just, if you keep obsessing over the fact that you want to be at the top of the mountain, you're not going to be doing anything at the end of the day. But what you should be doing instead is that have that goal that you want to get to the top of the mountain and just put that back of your mind and focus on taking a step. Every single day. Just keep taking it. You know that, okay, you want to get to the top eventually, and that's why I haven't climbed the mountain in the first place. But your focus now is on those processes that are going to be taken every single day. I'm taking one step, and eventually you're going to find yourself halfway to the top of the mountain, and eventually you're going to get to the top. But somebody that just have it in the mind that you want to get to the top, the other person, perhaps he just had it in mind because he was motivated by someone that climbed the mountain, and in the end of the day, he has not really gotten anywhere, or he's just at a basic level. Personally, one of my goals for this year is to actually focus on building systems that supercharge my ability to achieve more goals. It's more or less like a goal that's a system in and of itself. So I've been doing that, and has really been helping me. So the first thing I do is that I have a plan, like most people actually. I have a plan for the year. I think of, okay, what should I be doing every single month to get to this goal? What should I be doing every single week to get to that goal? Or what should I be doing every single day to get to that goal? I outline these things. I use a particular tool called Notion to organize my days. So once I have it, like I have my goals and everything, there is this particular book, Getting Things Done by David Allen. He outlines how you can create a workflow that makes it easy for you to organize your tasks, have the projects you want to achieve, the goals you want to achieve, the project you have to get to those goals, everything that's just in your mind that you need to do, everything. The book explains how to organize them and ensure that you are not spending your time thinking about what to do, but rather you're actually doing what you should be doing. So you upload that mental workload to a system like a digital note-taking app, or your journal, or just a sticky note, something that just find something, anything that works for you, and you organize your tasks there and start focusing on those things that you'll be doing. So personally, I use Notion and I use my notebook mental. Like I use both interchangeably. One of the things I do with Notion is I set a list of things I want to do in a week. I just have it there, and once I'm done with one, I just tick it. And for my daily routines, I use a sticky note for that one. Another technique I use is time boxing. So once I have the list of things I want to do for the day, I basically group those tasks that are similar. For example, 4 hours for focusing on academics, and let's say 2 hours for community work, and let's say an hour for responding to messages, and on like that, depending on the task that you have. So once I do that, I'm able to know that, okay, at this time, I'm focusing on just this set of things, and I'm going to be getting it done without any distractions. So one of the things that I do, especially for tasks that I find complex and things that demand high level of attention. Once if you are watching YouTube video now, you don't really need that much will to keep yourself focused on watching the YouTube video, because it's something that is very easy to do. You are basically just consuming something. But if you are reading, for example, you are reading a book, it takes a high level of focus it demands a high level of focus and attention span. So many of us lag in this regard. And one of the things you can use to help yourself, to save yourself from the short attention span syndrome, is that you use something that's called a Pomodoro timer. So there are various apps that you can use on Google Play or App Store for this. So just look for how you can set a particular time for, let's say you want to read, for example, and you know that you're not really good at focusing. You can set 30 minutes and ensure that you're not going to be doing anything within that 30 minutes until the timer is up. So for me personally, I love to use a physical Pomodoro timer. So I prefer this one because I don't have to go to my phone every single time, and I just have it there. I can just set the time. Let's say I want to read for 45 minutes. I will just set it to 45 minutes, and I'll just press it and I'll start focusing. And I'm not going to be shifting my attention. I'm not going to be opening any other apps until I finish that stuff I'm doing. So I'm just going to be doing it for 35 minutes or 40 minutes, as the case may be. And ensure that after that, I have just like 5 minutes break. Do it for the next 35 minutes. So I can do that for a span of 4 hours, depending on how my schedule is. Unexpected thing can come, but the moment you have something like this in place, you're basically improving the rate at which you can focus. And once you have the ability to focus, you are naturally going to be getting more things done. So that's what you are doing for yourself. A lot of people, most of us, our attention span has been damaged by social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and many of those content platforms. But you can always help yourself and save yourself from this crisis by intentionally improving your focus. And one of the techniques I will recommend for you is the Pomodoro technique, where you just set a certain block of time, like 30, 45 minutes, depending on how well you can focus on that task, and have just like 5 minute break in between. Once you keep doing this, you can keep increasing the rate at which and the duration of your focus sessions, and keep doing this, and you find out that your attention span is actually increasing. So doing this, you are basically setting those systems in place that ensure that you are naturally going to be achieving your task. If you are focusing on studying, you want to achieve first class, for example, that's a good. But if you are focusing on doing 2 hours every single day, that's a system, and it is going to have an impact in the end of the day. Rather than just having it in mind that you want to achieve first class, and you feel that, okay, when it's time for exam, I'm going to read, but just have it in mind that, fine, okay, I know I want to get first class, so I have to study. Those are just goals. But the moment you have it in mind, set something specific that I'll be studying for 30 minutes or 2 hours every single day. And within that 2 hours, I know I'm not going to be responding to messages. I'm not going to be checking on social media platforms. I'm not going to leave my, I'm not going to divert from my focus. So in the past, I've actually helped on some challenges that have improved my ability to stick to my systems and keep channeling that same energy to many other things I want to achieve. So one of the things I've done, I took on a 10-week challenge whereby I'll be jogging 3 weeks a day, 3 times a week, and I'll be cycling for the rest of the week. So once I finish a particular day, I'm just going to come and tick it here. I'm going to come and tick it here. So I have this, and I set that for 10 weeks. I did that for many other things as well. The thing is that when you build one particular habit, it becomes easier for you to build more habits. That's the truth about building habits. So I channeled that same energy and I used it to build more habits. I just focus on some things. I did some eating challenge, push-up challenge, and many other things like that. So it just becomes a lifestyle, and your goal, you convert your goal from being a goal to a lifestyle, and you build it into the things you do every single day. You are in a better position to achieve that goal than somebody that does have it as a goal. So that's the problem I feel most people face, and this is really how to overcome the problem. Have a goal, build it into a lifestyle, turn it into a system, and you'll find yourself in a better position to achieve that goal. So now, to conclude this video, I'm going to be leaving with 2 quotes. One is a common one that says, your attitude determines your altitude. That is, how far you get in life depends on how you approach your daily activities and your daily routine. Second one is a quote from James Clear. He said, remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. If you find this video helpful, do well to like and share it with your friends. I hope with this channel I promote more viable focus of deep work, of self-discipline, because I see these things are not promoted well enough. So if you're interested in this mission, do well to subscribe. That's going to be it for now. Hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.